Okay, so before we begin here, let's get you started and making sure that you're ready for the moon and me reading for our first full moon in 2020. So first thing, make sure that you have just listened or seen the video on just the basic stuff that you need so that you are prepared. If not, go in and listen and then come back and do it as you want. We're about to kick off our first reading, and a big hello to 2020. A happy new year to you, and may this year and this decade just absolutely bring its phenomenal gifts to you. So as we start here, wow is the word that has been written out. What a super decade this lies ahead for all of us, not only for you but for everybody. But who matters the most here? You do, right? So in saying that, you can remember that moon and me is all about who? You. In that, it is also very clear that you are already living this magnificence. If you know that, and the reason I say that is, it's clear because you are the one that's creating this experience and these experiences for you. The magnificence of these contrasts start to becoming very clear if it's what you want or not, right? So when I say it is so clear that we are already living this magnificence, and that's because everything that you want is either being magnified, or everything that you don't want is also being magnified and being very clearly shown to you. Got it? Alright, so not only is it a lunar eclipse, but a power line of planets that are here to support you into a leap of personal growth and awakening. So what I say here is that there's a culmination of a lot of different things. One, it's a lunar eclipse. So let's start here. And this is what I say. One, it's a lunar eclipse. So if we go here and we just read what the lunar eclipse is, we are starting with, what does this mean for you? It is an opportune time to do your work and illuminate yourself as you go deeper into your own consciousness. A lunar eclipse provides a quantum opportunity to release deep-seated wounds. It is a time to go beyond fears and any old negative beliefs that are within the shadow self. It is a perfect time to get help from the universe to release what seems to have a hold on you. Before I carry on there, this is where you want to take your personal note so that you're able to acknowledge it and answer these questions. Okay? What is it that you find has a hold over you? Is it anger? Is it frustration? Is it a fear? Is it, something that you're ignoring? What is it? Just stop right there and either say it to yourself as you learn to acknowledge it, or just write it down, right? A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon is full. The sun rays are blocked by the earth from reaching the moon. At this point, the moon is cast from within the earth's shadow. So if you pay attention to what's going on with you right now, I can guarantee you that you're feeling the shadow aspect of self within you. So anything that's got to do with the moon, remember that it's got to do with your emotions, right? So these are the feelings that you're getting. The sun is the creator. The sun, if the sun is being blocked off, it means that the aspect of the sun, which is the sunlight, the brightness, the happiness, the life, is cast off right now. So think about when the sun goes down and the moon comes up. It's not that there is a darkness that beholds you, but there's a different tempo that is needed, right? Okay, so energetically, a lunar eclipse guides us to transcend our old beliefs and patterns within our shadow self. That's amazing right now, because I know for right now that everybody's so anxious, they're antsy, they're not sure why they're feeling this old repetitive ripple of a past recognition that is just surfacing. It's saying hello, and it's your choice to say goodbye to it, because this is also the beginning and the ending of a lot of this thing, right? This is a great time to let go of anything that is holding you back. So answer that. What do you think is holding you back? The energy around the lunar eclipse will inspire you to open your gifts to higher degrees of frequency so that you can anchor them to the earth's plane. And this is why I'm taking the time to not only give the Moon in Me reading, but to read it out to you, because there is so much wisdom and there's so much wealth and information in just one sentence. If you just allow the ripple effect of this thread that is intertwined in this Moon in Me and given to you, if you just unravel this for yourself, you're able to tap into your own wisdom. It is also a time of acknowledgement that each plane is purposeful to support its manifestation, and a reminder that your divine magnificence shines brightly within you. So if you go look at how I started, and I said it is so clear that we are already living this magnificence, there it is. Your divine magnificence shines brightly within you, and that is what is anchored and embedded in your consciousness. Anything else that shines outside of that, it's not coming from with you. It's coming from the emotions and the thoughts that pass through you or that you are entertaining. Keep in mind that the energy behind each lunar eclipse will also be dependent on the influence of the zodiac sign beyond it, and it is crossing its path. So what is it? What is the zodiac sign that's behind this lunar eclipse? It's Capricorn, right? And Capricorn is asking you to do what? It's asking you to master your energy with this lunar eclipse. Master in letting go what you know for a fact is holding you back. Get good at it until you become the master of it. Got it? What a great lesson as we go and we too learn to acknowledge from whom crosses our paths and how they may influence us as we move along through our own shadows into the light. How profound that is, right? Go back. So also know that if you've done some personal work, which if you're on the Moon in Me you have, unless you've just jumped on and are in this community right now, know that sometimes you're not relearning the lesson. There's no one here that's teaching you a lesson. Maybe it's just an acknowledgement or a shift of awareness that's needed. Now, when a lunar eclipse is a total eclipse, which this one is not, okay, the energy potential is at its peak. But what is sitting at the peak right now? What's sitting at the peak right now is the essence, okay, of this I am presence that is Capricorn, right? So, I want to go into the rays of light that show up for a lunar eclipse. And the ray of light that shows up for the lunar eclipse is insight. And that is what I'm giving you right now. The rest of the writing that I talk here is, I talk about, a solar eclipse. This one's not a solar eclipse. This is a lunar eclipse. So it means that the moon phase and its divine magnificence is shining on what is holding you back because of these endings and beginnings, right? So I want to end with this, that about the lunar eclipse. It is a great time that encourages you to reevaluate your life, because as you end these endings and begin these beginnings, okay, the lunar eclipse, okay, is always dependent on what the zodiac sign is transiting through during the eclipse. And what it's transiting, and the message that it's transiting is Capricorn, and it's telling you, become the master of you, right? So in this, you want to say, I want to be paying attention to myself. I want to be paying attention to what I need to master. But I also want to pay attention to what is my truth right now, right? So let's go back to what I've written here. 2020 has a bold magnetism. It is symbolic and promises to show the way to its inner balance that will give you the life you desire. That's what's here for 2020. What you already know is that what I've spoken to, that's why I said, deal with the lunar eclipse, understand what's holding you back, so that you can go into 2020 with its boldness and its symbolic perfect understanding of who you are, right? Okay, so did you guys get that? So in understanding you, you're able to understand what shows up for you. And that's the balance of this reading. As I read it, I'm telling you how to work your Moon in Me, right? So this is so incredible and very important. Now, in the normal English language, those two wouldn't become a sentence, but it is, because it is incredible and it's very important. And no, the importance of that doesn't take away from it being incredible. But you've got to look at the two facets of it, because it's a 2020 incredible vision that is important for you if you understand it. And that's why I wrote it like this. This is so incredible and very important. Not that it's 2020, but it's 2020 in how you see it and what is perfect for you, right? As the sun that rules our world is sitting radiantly in a charged up mode. So if you know, the sun, okay, as I wrote it there, it's highlighted. And what do we know in the Moon and Me book? I've got it written down here, okay, that not only is it the sun, okay, but the sun is part of our cosmic light, okay. So here's the sun. This is the cosmic light, okay. So the cosmic forces of light. Both the moon and the sun are exceptionally powerful life forces, each having and emanating their own frequency through energy waves. This energy wave influences Earth's tides and the water within our own bodies. Consciousness is all connecting, so no surprise here that these energy waves have the superpower to impact, arouse, stimulate, and affect our emotions and behaviors. Got it? So I'll talk about, what do I say here? So I'm saying here, okay, that both this is incredible and this is very important. So what's important? The sun. The sun is doing what? It's stimulating, it's affecting, and it's supporting your emotions and your behaviors, right? And it's sitting in a charged up mode. So let's look at what the sun has to share with you. Force, ourself and the persona we identify ourselves by. That's already looking there. Is your ego getting flared up? Is your persona being misled by some kind of misconstrued emotions? What is really being magnified? Are you being magnified by love? Or are you being magnified by anger or frustration? It also comes to support us every day to shine a light to the world through its connected ray of expression. So if you look in the past 2 days, what has been expressed through you? Now that is connecting the dots for you, because that will tell you, have I been expressing anger? Have I been expressing frustration? Have I been expressing conflict? Have I been expressing love? Have I been expressing serenity? It doesn't really make a difference what you're expressing, as long as you know what you've been expressing, right? This ray of light, in its essence, helps you recognize when you are out of balance with your own sun, okay? This means that you come into this world with your own sun to create the world you chose to experience. And that is the kick-off energy right now, with this sun aspect of this creator energy that's coming in to support you for this decade. The sun is the cosmic force. So what you want to go look at is, one, the wowness of this decade that lies ahead for you. It kicks off as we start off this year in a lunar eclipse with a ripple effect, right? Isn't this amazing that if you just start reading what's here, the impulse that you will get? As I read this, your own thoughts are projecting and giving an impulse of your own truths and your own recognitions. This is important because it's incredibly valuable information to bring yourself back to balance. And that's what the sun is doing. So, remember that I write here, unfortunately most forget to reawaken this wisdom. It's not you. As long as you're doing your work and as long as you're staying in these cycles, you're not forgetting. You're reminding yourself of the importance of this incredible universe that you are part of, right? And you haven't forgotten your true path, because as you follow your own rhythms, you're right here. So it's not that you're reading this book, you're now working the book. How incredible is that, right? So the sun coordinates help you balance your yin and yang expression. So let's look at you yesterday in the fullness and the boldness of this full moon. What did you express? How are you balanced? And what showed up, right? It also strengthens your energy bodies to power up and connect to your other rays of light that you carry within you. You'll know which ones they are. The sun reminds you to be strong, encouraging you to stay courageous, okay, along your journey as you allow the rays of insight to awaken its energy that is illuminated by your soul. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. You getting this? And that's the reading right there. So let's carry on. This is so powerful. Remember, even if you don't understand it all right now, and you don't have to, and you never ever will, because we never get everything done. Everyone has the sun energy within them, okay, which is the creator energy in their birth charts. It is what you have come to do. It is not about a life chart. This is all about you and your life and how you express your life's experiences through what you have created. Wow. Get that? Take a moment, take a deep breath in, and just let this information settle in, right? That already a lot there is good. It is so, so, so good, right? This is why I love the moon in me, okay? And obviously I love the moon in me for a lot of different reasons. But I mention you because it raises your self-awareness and guides you within to know yourself better. By just reading the lunar eclipse and just reading the sun and having this reading just up to you, just you, haven't you owned your own power? Haven't you awoken to, okay, I know exactly what's holding me back right now. Not what's going to hold me back, what's holding me back right now. And if you didn't get it, stop there. Pause this video and go do that. Make sense? Take a deep breath in. And let's reconnect. Okay, so as you go and start this decade, breathe. As you hear the words from the sun, I invite you to get the Moon in Me notebook. This is why I'll write this down. Okay, I invite you to get it if you don't have it. Okay, and I invite you to work it if you've got it, right? As it is a valuable resource. I know that you will get your insights. If you do what I'm doing right now, and for the next year I will be doing this with you, I'm going to be offering Moon and Me these readings as I read this through you, just to bring on this added support, raising your awareness, accelerating your focus, and planting these seeds of consciousness, okay, and reminding you of your greatness and magnifying this divine presence and this thread that is you. Oh my goodness, I'm excited as I said, because I just channeled that, and there it is. It is threaded and attuned to awaken you to your own path, as it was channeled and written to inspire you to your own pulse. Did you guys get that? Did you get that? Because it's not about everybody getting it, because what you will get and what I've gotten and what somebody else will get, it doesn't have to be at the same time, but simultaneously and consciously everyone will get it, and that's a fact, right? This is you, just the sun is all about your light and how you think and the planet. Alright? So, what's the sun saying? Okay, and what are you saying? Right? But most important, just remember that I'm saying that the planet Mercury is crossing over this phase. So what is Mercury? What is it saying? And if Mercury is crossing over, what is Mercury and who is Mercury and what does Mercury do? If you're new to the book, I've got Mercury here, and Mercury is saying, Mercury is the ruler of all communications. So, Mercury rules all communications. That is why when the words retrograde comes up, people want to throw in the towel and say, game over, Mercury's in the house. And it's not. Okay? So why? When Mercury moves retrograde and into the darker recesses of our psyche, this may cause a time and a phase in which you misunderstand you and your own internal truth, causing miscommunications, especially misunderstandings. And so all that holds the place in which we communicate is being affected, like computers, electronics and such. And it becomes a mismatch. Get it? So we don't have to go too much into Mercury, but Mercury is saying something is being miscommunicated because Mercury is crossing over our path. So the sun's saying, go within, know your truth. The lunar eclipse is saying, let go of what's holding you back. So whatever's been communicated is for you to be let go of. So if you got angry, if you got frustrated, or if you're getting like tense or fearful, it's communicating to you, it's enhancing, and it's creating this magnificence of it, right? Okay, did you guys get that? So what is being said here is Saturn, which is in Capricorn, is meeting up with Pluto. All right. So I'm inspiring you to listen to what Mercury is there. Mercury, all you need to know right now is that it's communicating. So what is being communicated to you? Well, this is the very first time that Saturn and Capricorn are coming together. They've never been here in this place and in this frequency for the past 500 years. So this actually means that it's not even in this lifetime. So just remember, we are eternal beings. You are more than who you think you are. You've been here before or not, it doesn't make a difference, because even if you haven't been here physically, you've been partaking in this essence and this magnificence non-physically. So there's a resonance of frequency that's going to come and meet you up that hasn't been here before. So it will bring out a memory of a past life, a connection to a past life, and this impacts and affects all of our relationships. So be paying attention to what is showing up, because all of a sudden you might realize, wait a minute, I'm probably not even angry, I'm just getting angry because I remember this past existence of anger or frustration that crossed my path, right? It could be, if you stay focused on it. Make sense? So I write here, again, I'm going to repeat it. Saturn, which is in Capricorn, is meeting up with Pluto. This event, according to my dear friend, he said that it hasn't happened over the last 500 years, which is exactly what I spoke about. So who's my very dear friend? An astrologer. We spoke about this and she goes, it's 800. But I've got another friend who said it's 800 years. It's very different. But I know what the 800 years is, as the transit planets of all of them being together. But Saturn and Pluto is 500. So we're halfway there, okay, with regards to the amplification that we're more than halfway in our awakening, right? So signifying turns of events, and with Pluto supporting you to transform your energy with this work, you will naturally see your own evolution of your own personal growth as you see your life has already changed for those that are on this journey, as we call the work. So what I'm saying here is that if you've been doing the work, you already can recognize that you've evolved. You're recognizing that you've shifted. You're recognizing that you're not the same person. You're recognizing and you're releasing this need to be this old, inflexible thought process that is fear-based. If you've been on this journey and in this moon and me cycle with us, you're getting this compassion and this understanding and this undeniable force and this cosmic light awaken within you, which are your own planets, your own elements. This is so powerful because this thread that I call the I Am Presence is intertwined between all of us. So in the space of knowing you, you start to uncover your own wisdom, and your wisdom has nothing to do with your neighbor, your friend, your sister, your mother. However, how you act out your wisdoms or the ignorance of them absolutely arouses the emotional distortion in others. Wow, 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 if you just got that, because that was so good, right? So, I explain this in such a way because it truly excites me to read this, because I can't even go back and read it to you the way you've read it. So I'm going to encourage you that you read it first, because I'm never going to come back and just read it for the first time. I've gone through it, I've channeled it, I've shared it, I've co-authored it. It's passed through me already. I've already gotten excited. I've already shared my excitement with you. And now I'm in the fullness of this full moon, experiencing these waves, experiencing this energy, and experiencing the evolution of everybody around my world that I've created. And this belongs now to you. Not my world belongs to you. You, your own world, belongs to you and what you are sharing with your world. Who do you know, okay, that is sharing this thread with you? Is your best friend on this thread with you? Is your best friend your Moon and Me buddy? Are you not comfortable to be a Moon and Me buddy with your best friend because this emotional distortion is unwavering? Okay, is there the conflict of bridging this consciousness with your what you feel should be your like-minded community? You can't go there yet because the decade is all inclusive, but it also separates you if you feel separated and alone in this existence that you've created. Get that? Just take a moment and just pause for a moment right there, because what I want to share with you, I'm excited to tell you, no matter how lonely you think you are, if you just close your eyes and breathe into your heart of hearts, you will feel the presence of life within you, and it will deny and starve the loneliness, the sadness, and the shadows that temper and get you all confused. Got it? So, let's look at your structure. What have you built your life on? Only you can answer that. Have you built your life on fear? Have you built your life on your ego? Have you built your life on goals that no longer have the potency to get you there? Have you lived your life on principles that are breaking down? What have you lived your life on? Just answer it. There's no right and wrong. Just answer it. Okay? Your work. Do you love doing what you like doing? Is it inspiring you? Does it challenge you? Does it reinforce you? Does it help you focus to being greater and connected and aware and allowing of your good fortune to be with you? Does your work encompass and bridge you this feeling of what you can be and who you are? Is your foundation there? Okay, what about your home? Write about the things about your home. Okay, what about you and how you're living? Does it match? And don't worry, it's never ever going to match, because you're always going to be evolving, especially if you're doing this work. But you want it to line up as much as it possibly can, right? So, here's the most important question that you need to ask. Is it what you want? Is the work you're doing what you want? Is the home you're creating what you want? And is how you're living what you want? And there is no maybe, yeah. It is either a yes or a no. And if it's a no, create the yeses in between. My work is getting better and better because it's fulfilling and giving me the path to getting what I want. I will get there. Tell yourself that. I will get there, because part of you, of the I am thread, is already there, right? Okay, does it support you? And will it allow you to get what you want? Taking the time to do that is of vital importance, because me just reading this to you is awakening and forcing you to just reconsider. But also it's taking you right to the beginning. It is clear the divine magnificence that you are part of. Make sense? So the key to Moon and Me is to always pause and answer these questions as it will unfold the impulses and the realities that are beckoning what? Your enlightenment. Every time you answer a question, light has to come to it. Because there's no right and wrong in the yes or no answer. Okay? It is what enlightens it, is what it is. And those are the principles and the foundation of this work. There is no judgment. There is no right and wrong. It just is. It is what it is. So as you read and you go back to the lunar eclipse, if you have the NoteBooQ, this will amplify your deeper consciousness, okay, in agreement with self, as you take the impulses that you receive and weave them into what Pluto has to share with you to help you awaken your inner sense of awareness. All right, so let's go back. Lunar eclipse tells you what? I'm going to remind you. Okay, this is an opportune time for you to do your work to illuminate yourself as you go deep into the consciousness. I got that. So what is a lunar eclipse? It provides the quantum opportunity to release a deep-seated wound. Okay, right, so what is my wound? Am I unforgiving? Am I hurt? No, it's a wound. Unforgiveness is not a wound. A wound is what? A hurt. A hurt. You've been wounded. Been hurt. Yep, it's a hurt. What hurt you? Doesn't make a difference. It's a hurt, right? So I talk about Pluto. So Pluto's coming in to help you do what to this wound? Who's Pluto? The transformer. This universe is so magnificent, I must tell you. Let's go. Pluto, the transformer, is coming to help you do what to this wound? Pluto holds the energy and sword for action being taken. So if you've got a wound, Pluto's going to do what? This planet is more of a commanding energy than a calling energy. So you're going to tell Pluto to do what? What do you want to do with this wound? You want to keep it to remind you that you've been hurt forever? Do you want to tell the world that you've been wounded so that you are now a wounded warrior? Okay? Pluto is all about beginnings and endings. Wow. And that is exactly what this decade is about. It's an ending and a beginning and an ending. Death and birth, destruction and reformation, and making it happen. Pluto is not a thinking planet. It is all about action, getting it done. It really induces us to go deep into our consciousness and transform what does not serve. Okay, stop right there. Does the hurt that you're carrying within you serve you? And of course it doesn't. But are you ready? Are you ready to ask Pluto to transform it? Are you ready to let Pluto grab its sword and take action and do what? Pluto is also known for pushing your buttons, poking you, and making you. What's your actions yesterday? How were you? Was it Pluto? Go ahead and blame Pluto. You can blame all you want. The wound is yours. Pluto is coming in to help you. So of course we know that no planet or anyone can make you do this, as you have free will and are the creator of your choices. Pluto has this unique and knowing way to have you listen. Some people listen, some people don't. Some people see, others don't. Most people feel, and yet they deny it. Know who you are. As you learn to the consequences just as quickly, right? When Pluto goes into retrograde, which it's not, okay, so we're not even going to read it. Make sense? So, Pluto's the transformer. It's here to help you release and cut this wound. So be aware of it. So this ability to go deep into your consciousness with truth can only come from knowing you. You've got to know you. This is where the work supports you and the inner journey that is available to you, so that you can hear your own insights and acknowledge your emotional well-being and who and what you're focused on. Make sense? So if you're focused on this wound, guess what? The wound can only be magnified, right? This is important, as unresolved emotional discomfort only grows into what most don't want in your life experiences. Okay? You have to take action. However, this is where the theme of allowing comes in. If you're not going to allow this wound to be healed, okay, then don't waste your time. Start knowing who you are. Just say, you know what, I'm not ready to let this wound go. And it's okay. But no more complaining about it. Got it? Okay, so let's move on. This year has the duo reflective of both accomplishing what you want or seeing what you want. You are hearing the 2020 perfect vision. It is perfect if you allow it and line it up. It starts to become a vital conference that 20% will go and 20% will stay. But is it 20%? No, it's not. It's the duo impact. It's the double factor. It's the balance. It's the contrast. It's a symbiotic symptom, okay, of duality or all-encompassing alignment. Whatever you're going to look at, that is exactly what it's going to be. Got it? So, the sense of peace and trust can only come from within that energy that it's driven. So, this is very exciting, because who do we have driving our zodiac sign to kick off this incredible decade and this phenomenal year that lies ahead for you? Capricorn. If you go read Capricorn in the zodiac, okay, and there it sits, I've given it to all to you, your 12 zodiac signs, here it is. Okay, what does Capricorn see? The element of Earth, the planet you chose, ruling planet Saturn, right? Zodiac symbol, the goat, the I am present, our master. And that is exactly. So, what's it saying? So what's driving you? For you to become the master of who? Of you. For you to be the master of releasing your wounds for now. That's a great way to start. Make sense? So we also need to go to Saturn, because we read about Pluto. But what about Saturn? Have you ever heard of the term karma? Karma's a bitch, and then there comes Saturn. Why? Because you believe in that, right? So, holding the influence of justice, reigning in discipline, Saturn turns us to look and face ourselves and our personal reality. I didn't say personal truth. I said your reality, and your reality is created by what you see. And what the lunar eclipse is showing is there's a deep-seated wound, okay, that you have an opportunity to transform if you allow Saturn in, if you believe it to be so, right? Saturn is the ancient warrior, okay, a good old sage, a planet to pay its respects. It is wise, and it asks you to be wise. I have to tell you, that is just absolutely magnificent, because right now, in this moment, in this reading, I will tell you something that can never ever be denied, and you feel it every time you work this book. When I co-authored this book, I had this sage come to me, and the essence and the light of it came to me as Saturn. Now clearly it wasn't the planet that was coming to me, but it was the essence and the intelligence of this wise sage that transported and authored this information of Saturn. Let me tell you, so beautiful, so powerful. But it also left me with such an incredible desire to be so focused and to warrior up in being present in this life that I'm creating. Not to have my head in the stars or my head in other planets or my head in this cosmic force. the wisdom that you carry within you, if you're able to hold this wisdom inside of you and transform that and be wise within your own knowing, okay, and live this life and make your life what is, sure. Just saying so. I'm telling you, this is awesome. When Saturn is in retro, which it's not, okay, so don't even read it. Don't waste your time. Be conscious. No. Right. There it is. You will be able to master you if you get this, and that's what I talk about. The sense of peace and trust can only come from within you. You've already have it. Breathe into it. If you can't get with one breath, breathe again. Stay focused, set your intention, and know that it will come, right? Okay? So, our master is the I am presence of Capricorn, which I've been telling you about, and it is for everyone. So know that everyone is being poked, encouraged, and asked and called for to master their own desires, their own experiences, their own true selves. So everyone is in this vibration, and that is what is being shared. The ray of light here is sharing through the rays of light. Share your wisdom, not the things that create frustrations and angers and distortions. Share the goodness and your wisdom within you. Share the smile, share the love, share a great hug. Don't hug in despise or despite or don't do it. Master the ability to be great and greater at who you are in this light of lightness, right? The theme that calls you to master you and you have come to be, and if you're listening to what I've shared, the year theme is to be allowing. Now, what are you going to allow? Are you going to allow this wound to remind you that you are a victim, or are you going to allow this wound to carry on hurting you for the rest of your days? Or are you going to allow Pluto to come in and help you be courageous and say, that's it, it's a hurt. I'm now ready to be what? Healed and move on. To know that I have the choice and that I am the creator of all my experiences, right? Allow yourself for the goodness and start starving the things that don't make you feel good. You will connect the dots and recognize and see that 2020, if you don't allow, you will not be able to master you. Voila. Phenomenal. Okay. So, if you don't allow what? Your rays of light, your truth, your wisdoms. What most of you, and where are you, is what are you allowing that blocks you and brings up these old wounds? Don't stay with it. Move on from it, right? Okay. If you go to the notebook, you'll read Capricorn, which I just did with you. Okay, I'm using the word drive so you can recognize that you and only you are the creator of your world, are ever influenced by the higher forces of what? Our realms. The realm that you think, the realm that you feel, the realm that you act. Okay, it is also up to you to realize that you that has chosen to be here. So be paying attention to why and if you're resisting the changes or all that you are wanting. You have to answer that. Take a deep breath in and answer that. Are you paying attention to why you're resisting the changes that are going on? And why you're resisting what you want? That's a big one. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Resistance is the work of a lower aspect of an undisciplined rebel. Make sense? So look at your structures in your life and ask if they are working for you. What is working for you? If you've been, and answer that, what is working for you? Don't focus on what's not working. Know what's not working, but focus on what is working for you. Okay? Change your vibrational focus. If you've been on this thread for a while, then you will be aware and already of this 2020 energy balance. As these lunar eclipses that you've been working on prior to this one arriving, you will now have the focus on allowing. Alright, so what am I saying here? I'm saying here Don't get distorted if you've just come into this community. Understand that somebody that's got the hang of working on themselves is a little bit more attuned to allowing to go deeper. Okay? Don't be comparing yourself, but just understand that somebody that's worked on themselves, and I'm not talking about the work out there, I'm talking about this work with a Q. No, this work is not the same as others. And by this time you already know that. Now, it's not better, but it is absolutely unique. And it's absolutely powerful, divine, and different. It's nothing like any other work you have tapped into, because this is all about you, right? Okay, so this decade will mark major inner separation from the energies that negatively impact you personally as a human being. So think about, what are your emotional aspects of you that mark you negatively? Just remember, balance, you'll always get angry. Of course. If you don't experience anger, you'll never know what anger is like. And there's nothing wrong with feeling angry. If you're going to get angry, get angry. Get angry fast. Have a tantrum. Get over it. Make sense? But know the difference. Be aware how you're living your life. If you're living your life in anger, well, that's a whole different call out to. Why are you doing that? Why are you resisting the inner well-being? Why are you resisting what you want? Okay? Anger can only create anger. You'll get angry friends. You'll get angry situations. You'll read angry articles. You'll even eat angry food. Alright, so look at how you're feeling at home. Feeling, not thinking. At work. And with those that you love. How do you feel about all of this? Break it up. How do I feel at home? How do I feel at work? How do I feel with those that you love? Now, don't just put those that you love, because how you feel about your partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife, it's very different. How you're going to feel about your best friend, or it's very different how you're going to feel about your mother or your sister or your brother, or it's very different how you're going to feel about your child. It's just different. So mark out, who do you love? And if you want to raise the frequency and the vibration of love with them, then identify it and set an intention to be more focused on what creates more of what you want. Because if you don't, you're going to let the old angers and the old frustrations come streaming through, because none of those energies are disciplined, right? So be aware how you're living your life. Look at how you're feeling and working at home. You'll be brought into perfect inner vision with yourself, not others. Look at yourself, not others. And if you've got a habit of looking at others, interrupt yourself and look at you. It's got nothing to do with others. It's got all to do with you. Okay? Pay attention to the signs and the symbols. They send from the universe. They send from you. That intelligent aspect of your own vibrational force. They will mean whatever you're interpreting them to be. If you believe something, that's what you're going to interpret it. Everyone is pumped up and so excited about this year. And I promise you, so am I. Alright? Understand that Pluto is here to transform. Okay? Energy is strong and is in charge. So, if you're excited about 2020 and you're resisting your well-being, Pluto cannot help you. So it has to poke you. And that contrast is going to get strong until it wears you down. Get it? So paying attention. Remember that most are still driven by their older egos and power struggles. Keep walking as I encourage you not to engage, as there is no win-win here. If you're looking at it, it's going to look at you. Alright? There is no more light being shed on these old paradigms that have fear drilling down to the core of these foundations and well-being. Okay, so the rabbit hole of drama, the rabbit hole of this energy, okay, is never ending. So know where to take yourself. Pause right here if you have to, and let's take this reading a little bit deeper so that you're able to understand you, right? Connect the dots, feel the energy moving through these paradigms, and support your inner well-being. I've given you enough information here, okay, for you to create a ripple effect that transcends the rest of your own story. Because what I write next, everything matters from how you understand this lunar eclipse and this power of this ray of light within you and the sun. Read this as you're reading now, as you understand it, because that will place you into this new beginning. Reach out, stay tuned, and stay tuned to who you are, and remember that this greatness and this divine thread is so powerful because I've started you right. It's up to you to carry on. Stay tuned.